Hi, everyone. I want to welcome you to this month's edition of Business Network and Communication. It's been awesome time to bring you this business platform, and we are so grateful and we are joyful to be here again today to discuss business and the way to go forward in 2021. It's an honor to bring you welcome everybody on this platform. It is a privilege to have you all complete here and hearty. It is a wonderful time to discuss. Wonderful, wonderful, so wonderful. Our guest today is Mr. Babatunde Omotunde, a very, very good entrepreneur, a person you want to listen to, somebody who has been in the business for a very long time, who has brought trust into the business, somebody who knows his eyes, how to cross the eyes and how to cross the T's and in the business sector. Without wasting time, let me bring on stage our guest for today, Mr. Tunde Banjoko. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Shala, thank you.
God bless you. Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. Can you please just tell us a little bit about yourself, because our people want to know you, they want to meet you.
Okay, like you said, I'm Tunde Banjoko, and I'm going to be brief with time. I'm Tunde Banjoko. I'm a trained geophysicist, but now I do all my business in the agri space. And I've been in the agri space now for about 10 years, and I've been through that period, I've been able to get a hold of the industry, and I've been able to at least create a niche for myself in that industry. So probably I'll stop at that for now.
Yeah, wonderful. It's a very good brief. I like that brief. Short and brief. You keep it short and brief. I like that, because this is business. We keep it short and brief. A lot of people might be wondering what it's business network and communities all about. What is it all about? We would like to say business network and communities. It's a social community where we bring trusted businesses and trusted services for both the local and the diaspora market, where everyone can pool their resources together and create a platform, a community where people genuinely know that they can have trusted goods and services among brethren, among one another, without fear and without with total confidence and trust amongst one another. So that's what business network and community is all about. So with that going forward, can you just tell us how you got into what you do right now? Because I know you have experience in so many other industries, but I believe you have come to the niche where you believe that, yes, this is what you want to do, okay. And that's why we have you on this platform, because of the confidence you bring out when they mention, people who are in your sector, your name stands out. So that confidence, that's what brought you on this platform. So can you tell us how you ventured into this, into this sector, and what made you stand out in this sector?
Okay, so I'll just briefly say, I started my business trading in oil and gas because I was a trained geophysicist. And so trading has always been part of me. Buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. And I started investing in agriculture about 8 years ago. I started investing, acquiring land, setting up farms and all that. But in 2015, I went fully into agriculture because I saw the potential in that industry, and I made my comparison with that and oil and gas, and I realized the stability in agriculture, the effect on human capital development and other areas, it's more for me. You could relate with people more, and the effect on people generally is more. So since then, I started building my network, and I started streamlining my operations in agriculture. And what I've also realized is when we look at our budget, our GDP, most times, one industry that affects inflation most times is is food. So that also endeared me to putting in more. You could also have more effect directly on people in in the communities I operate. You could effect more empowerment programs through agric. And also looking at the trajectory of, the population growth and all that, you could easily see the effect. And probably, maybe I should just quickly run through some of the things that we've been able to do while in this space. I started in 2012, like I said, with about 36 acres of land. I've grown it to about 1,800 acres of land by now, and it has even grown now.
What you said, up to 168 acres?
No, 1,600 acres.
1,600. Wow.
And then we just added some other ones just this December. That has not been added to this one. We just acquired some new ones this December, and I've been able to streamline my operations from just doing all random crops to I'm now linked with all the major processors of cassava now in Nigeria, where I produce directly for them to be able to service their industry. And I've been appointed by ITA also to generate seeds for them in terms of cassava and all that. So that's one area that I've been able to plug in myself, and I've been able to advise so many investors on how to go about this industry. And I'm not just just a consultant. I'm a practicing farmer, like you can see on the screen. I've been involved in this thing, practically very involved in production. And one thing that I'm also very passionate about is to bridge the link between our investors. Opportunities in the industry, I like to bring it very often to people. I say the opportunity in the industry is still very massive. That's actually what also led me and has kept me in the industry. I realized the opportunity is more massive than what is being unearthed as we speak. The opportunity is so massive. Quickly, we can look at this slide, for example, the difference in what we produce and what is being consumed is creating a lot of gap and causing a lot of imports. And that's why we still need to do a lot of work, because the gap between what is produced and what is requested in the local market is still very wide. That is
let me stop you there, Mr. Banjoko. I mean, I know you want to take it to the next level. You wanted to take it to the next level, It's important we know how you said because of the way it gives you the opportunity to reach out to people. That's very important for us, to hold. It gives you the opportunity to reach out to people more than your other sector where you were in the oil and gas. That for us is it's very key. And it has so many social development amenities that you can do for the community. Yeah. So I mean, looking at it from that angle, it shows the kind of person that you are. And what we would like to say now, okay, we know you are fully right now into this sector, into the agricultural sector. Now, we would like to give you some time now to talk about how this sector operates. I mean, for people who are thinking of going into the sector, for people who still have fear in this sector. So we want to give you time to really, give us a summary, an idea of what happens, what the agricultural sector is looking at right now in Nigeria, and why it is important for people to listen to what you are saying right now. Why it's very, very important. Because you want to start to go into GDP and all that. I said, wait, let's take it step by step, Let's build this step by step. You have told us why you went into it. Now take us into it. How does it operate? You're talking about cash crops, you're talking about kind of crops. You have so many services that you offer. I can see from your website. So tell us, there are animal farm, there are animal kind of agriculture. There is, there are other. So just tell us, for a layman, for somebody who does not know anything like agriculture, like I do, tell us, so we have an idea. Okay, I'm going to go into fishery. I'm going to go into animal farm, husbandry. I'm going to go into cash crop. So just tell us, so we can follow, we can relate.
Okay, this is what I'm going to do in response to that question, so that it will be easy for us all to flow together. The first thing I will say is there are different sectors and different areas we can come. And one of the first things is, before you venture into anything in this agri space, I want you to be mindful of the government policies. Consider government policies. How favorable are they to what you want to do? Are they likely to change anything in the near future? The other thing I'm going to also call attention to is that our experience also come to play. The experience you have in time past in business and in other areas, the area of interest, what is of particular interest to you, the funds available also will play a role. Then your oversight capacity, ability to monitor your business and investment will also play a role. Then what are the other investment options or partnerships available? So the first thing, I'm going to be talking about different things we can come into in the agri space. For example, we can consider processing and packaging. You can decide to process food locally and supply to the export market. That's an option. You can decide to process, set up a processing plant. Now we'll be discussing more because we have a lot of our folks that are in outside of the country now tonight. So I have tailored some of this discussion to suit that. So you can start to process anything that is needed outside of the country locally and export. You can decide to buy in bulk, repackage, and export. That's an arm we can explore. Another arm we can also explore is the arm of mechanized production, where you acquire massive size of land and then you produce cassava, maize, raise animals, greenhouse, poultry, anything, but it has to be mechanized because these days we can't cultivate and be doing it at a lower scale using cutlass and hoe. It has to be mechanized. It has to be mechanized. The third area we can also look at is trading of agro commodity. And that happens with products where you buy and sell. Most of it you are either selling to a processor locally or selling some to be processed outside of the country to exporters. Products in this category are like cocoa, cashew. For example, from January 2021 till around May 2021, cashew will be in season where you could decide to buy and buy 2 tons, 5 tons, 10 tons, make your profit margin on it, supply. It's a turnover business. The same thing with cocoa. You buy 10 tons, 5 tons, you supply your exporters or your processors, and then you make your returns on it. But you also have to be guided so that your investment is guided. And then the other area we can plug into in the agri space now, which I always talk about to people, especially those in the diaspora, is you can be an investor. There's so many genuine farming business going on now where they give opportunity to investors to invest certain amount of money and get certain return at a particular time. You could also decide to go into full partnership with an existing company where you probably are considering partnering for a period of time where you invest some stated amount of money, you invest, and then after some time, you get your returns. Or you are either considering buying shares in an existing farm. This has a lot of benefits, which I must say has a lot of benefits. It's going to save us a lot of challenges of probably setting up. We'll be leveraging on existing network, market network. We'll be leveraging on existing infrastructure, and we would have saved ourselves the headache of setting up, the headache of running the business ourselves. But we'll just be entitled to getting returns. And this is I'm very passionate about this because I think that's where we are now in the industry, specifically in Nigeria. A lot of innovation work are being stored. A lot of expansion projects are being stored. A lot of business are being stored because of working capital. Some have ideas and they are unable to roll it out. So the diaspora serves as the bridge to most of this execution. They serve as the bridge. And why is this? Because raising money at times from the local bank can be difficult. Some of the conditions can be challenging for young businesses. So that is why the diaspora can come in as a bridge to solve these challenges, because that's actually where we are in the country now. Most of the businesses cannot expand, and there are opportunities like I showed in the earlier slide, there are opportunities that we ought to maximize locally. Enough of probably foreigners coming in with cheaper funds and taking advantage of all the opportunities. Most of us have not been able to meet up with our supply demands. We have not been able to meet up with our supply demands. So this is where I think it's green, and it's an opportunity for most of us, both those of us, local investors outside of the shores of the country can come in and serve as the bridge between the expansion project needs, the innovations that people are bringing up in the industry, the working capital needs, and the ideas. The diaspora can come in as either an investor, either as a partner, or as a shareholder, and execution will bring profit to everybody. These are a lot of advantage, and we'll be able to scale up in that regard. So I must say, looking at the last MPC report, saying our population is now 206 million as at 2020, that tells us, and looking at that, looking at the effect of the insecurity in some part of the northern part of the country, and the effect on the farms, the need for funding of major agro projects, it's not negotiable at this time, because food security is not negotiable. Food security. So I must say, where we are now, we are at the brink of bridging the gap of the result of the insecurity we have had in some part of the country, and sustaining the food chain, and also sustaining the industries. Most of these industries rely on agro products. They rely on agro commodities. So in order to sustain them, we need to come in now and bridge it. And that's where I think most of us as diasporans should come in. It might be difficult for some of us to probably run our own farm, because oversight, it's an issue. You might not be able to run it effectively. That's why I pitch more for us to come in as investors, come in as shareholders, come in as partners, where you can bring in technical knowledge, bring in funds, bring in expertise in other areas of engineering and HR, and be able to build a formidable company that is of international repute, of standard. That's where I think most of us should be thinking now. And if probably maybe after this interview, I could also show us some of the things we have been doing in that regard to bridge the gap as a company. Thank you.
We like that. The essence of this, thank you, sir. The essence of this, thank you for your in-depth discussion. The essence of this discussion is to bring notice to the general public on how to bridge that gap. Very, very important. How to invest in the agriculture. You mentioned something like the need to invest in the agricultural sector right now. It's has never been higher than now. Because of what is going on around right now, and we want to focus on that. That's where we are going to focus on. Just immediately after the break. So we are going to be going on a short break right now. So when we come back, we are going to be talking about how to invest. If you're in the diaspora, if you are thinking of going into the agriculture business, all the things that you need to know. All those things that people used to say to create fears, in your heart. Those things are just feeble tales. You are going to be hearing from somebody who is doing it, who is practicalizing it, and who is doing it, and who's going to tell you step by step on how you can invest, your hard-earned currency into the agricultural sector and make something out of it. So thank you. We are going to be going on a commercial break right now, and when we come back, we are going to be discussing with you. Before we go, let us bring our brother up. Good evening, engineer. I call him engineer. Yes, his name is Engineer Femi Akinkwebi. Good evening, sir.
Thanks for having me. Thank you, sir.
God bless you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, let our Mr. Omotunde Banjoko go right now. So because we are going to be having you again to conclude this section in the next 5 minutes. So just take a tea, take a coffee, as we discuss with Mr. Femi, during this break time, take tea, take coffee, and relax. Let's discuss with Mr. Femi. Then we'll bring you back again in the next 5 minutes.
Thank you.
Hi, Mr. Femi. How you doing?
Very well, my brother. Thanks for having me here.
You're looking good.
Thanks. And you too.
You're looking good. You're not looking like a. You're not looking like an entrepreneur. You're looking like the top CEO that you are.
Maybe you need to see me on the feed, then you will understand.
It's good to have you. It's good to have you. Mr. Femi Akinkwebe is somebody who we respect so much in this industry. He has been in this industry for a very long time, and he's here to share some of this, some of the in-depth understanding and knowledge about the manufacturing industry in Nigeria with us. And more to that, he has more to share. I'm not just going to peg him to the manufacturing industry alone, but today he just want to share a bit with us, and we know with time he's going to share more with us. So, Mr. Femi, the floor is yours.
Thank you, sir. Recently, NPC released the latest population of Nigeria. We have 206 million. That's officially the largest market in Africa, the largest Black country in the whole wide world. If you look at our population, you will understand that there is a massive opportunity for us. And for me, and I look at it from the angle of let's produce what we consume and let's consume what we produce. That's why we set up a small company called Manufest. It's investment opportunity in manufacturing. We've seen Chinese, Lebanese, Indians coming into Nigeria in 100, in 1,000. So I keep asking myself, why are they here? And we have our own people that are complaining that Nigerian is not moving forward, Nigerian is not getting better. But we have massive opportunity when it comes to industrialization. So what we are doing is to encourage our people, both home and abroad, to come together. Let's pull resources together the way the Chinese are doing it, the way Indians are doing it. In India, a whole community will contribute money together and send one or two of their key members to come to Africa, to come to Nigeria, to come and harness our massive resources. So what we are saying is, let we, the son of the soil, take advantage of what we have here. Let's take advantage of the available raw material. We have enough raw material. The challenge is that we are not processing them. So what Manufest is doing is to bring everybody together under one umbrella. Yeah, you are saying I don't have much experience in industrialization. I don't know how to run a factory. Or maybe my 1 million, 2 million, 5 million is not enough to set up a factory. So what we are doing is that we are creating a platform. We've actually created that platform for everybody to key in. This is what we know. The market is huge. The market is huge. I repeat, the market is huge in Nigeria. Imagine 206 million. In plastic industry alone, Nigerian is using 9 tons daily. 9,000 tons, daily. And we produce less than 20% of plastic in this country. Let me shock you. Every raw material we need for plastic, we have them here in Nigeria. No single raw material is coming from the abroad. Every raw material. So I ask myself, why are we not taking advantage of it? Why are we not taking advantage of it? Consider cocoa. Imagine Ondo State, Edo, Osun, the number of tonnage of cocoa we are chunking out every year, and tell me, chocolate is still from abroad. So what we are saying is, let's come together. Let's take advantage of our raw material. Let's process our raw material. There's massive opportunity. Beyond us making money, there's massive opportunity to employ Nawatimi youth outside there. There's massive opportunity to raise more millionaires in this industry. And that is what we've been doing. That is what we've been preaching all along, both home and abroad. Thanks for asking me once again, sir.
Before you go, let me ask you this question. It's very important because that's the very reason why this on-board business community is set up, to bridge that gap, to bridge that divide with trust. Yeah. Now, you as somebody we know very well, you have that integrity, you have that passion to see development, both in Nigeria and every part of Africa. Now, that's why I call you industrialist. I normally call you industrialist, Yeah. So, I mean, the people watching you now from the diaspora, they have a kind of fear, to invest their hard-earned money in the processes, especially in Nigeria. I mean, what will you say to somebody watching this broadcast right now? That, okay, there's this platform that you have, like you have said, I've talked about. I mean, what will you say to that person that, look, until you decide to move forward, we cannot come together to make this nation great. We cannot come together to make this sector great until you look beyond those fears, because we have taken time to bring this broadcast together so that can be achieved, so that people can know that this thing is going on in Africa, is going on in Nigeria. So what will you say before we bring up our main guest for today, sir? I just want to say something so that people can know what we are trying to do with this broadcast and on this platform.
Thank you. See, let's be realistic. Most of our people outside there, they have series of experience. So you won't blame them when they are telling you go to Nigeria and is fearful, or they have their own reservation regarding investing in Nigeria. Now, for us understanding this is what we do. Manifest is not just setting up. What we do dictates an average industrialist need to function. So what we are doing is, okay, with this partnership with Ondo State, with the insurance that we make available for every investor, what we are telling you is that whatsoever you invest in Manifest is secure. We know the fear is here. We can't blame people. They burn their fingers, they burn their hands over and over. So when people are saying, oh, I'm afraid to invest in Nigeria, please don't blame them. But we are
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time. We would like to have you again the same time in January. We are going to be having the third episode in January, 21st of January. We are going to have you again. You are going to talk more about Manifest, because this is just the introduction. We know we have a lot to talk about. So because of time, so we are going to have you again. Thank you for coming. Thank you for just accepting our invitation. So we are happy to hear you, and we're happy to speak to you again. Thank you very much. I think his network was hanging.
Yes, I observed that.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, yeah. I think the network was bad.
Yeah, his network. Yeah, at the point. Welcome back. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome back. We are good to have you back. If you are just joining us, we are talking to Mr. Tunde Banjoko, and Mr. Tunde Banjoko is an entrepreneur. I can call him a farmer, and is an industrialist. Is somebody who is doing great things right now. And when he said he's been working on 1,600 hectares of land, I said, wow. And he said they have added more. I mean, you are going places, sir. Before you went on that short break, we were talking about how to bridge the divide. There's no better time than to invest in the agricultural sector in Nigeria than now, because of what is going on around now. And that's where we are coming in. Before we go further, if you are just joining us, we are going to be asking some questions in this second part of this segment, and the question is from what Mr. Omotunde have said from the first part of this segment. So the first question is, when was B.O Farms? Mr. Omotunde is the CEO of B.O Farms, MD CEO. When was B.O Farm established? If you can get that question right. And the second question is, what services? Can you just name 2 or 3 services that B.O Farms they offer from B.O Farms? If you can get that right, we have iPhone here for you. We have iPhone. We have beautiful shirts, face caps, all here to be sent to you. If you get the answer right, we are going to give you. We have motorcycle helmet, original motorcycle helmet, new ones. We have more than 20, 40 pieces. If you know those questions right, they are for some of our sponsors right here from in the diaspora market. So if you get that questions right, the questions on the screen, when was B.O established? The friends and family of Babatunde, they are not included in this question segment. If you can get the question right, you stand the chance of winning an iPhone, an air cooler. We have a brand new air cooler. We have a supplier who supplies us air cooler. We have some iPhones and so many gifts here. We have so many gifts here, so many gifts. So if you get these questions right, we'll contact you immediately after the broadcast. But your question have to come in the comment during this broadcast. Your question have to come in during this broadcast. So the question number 1 is, when was B.O Farm established? And second one, number 2 is, name 2 or 3 services they offer in B.O Farms. 2 simple questions. Ready?
I wish I can answer the question.
No, it's not for you, sir. It's not for you, sir. It's for our guests who are watching. We want our guests to participate, so it's for them who are watching. We have iPhone, new iPhone. So somebody better get on the keypad and begin to talk. Yes, I'm beginning to type. So, Mr. Omotunde, so tell us, how do the entire diaspora, you have mentioned the ways they can get in, full partnership, investor, as shareholders, you have talked about it. Now, do you have a plan? Does B.O Farm have a plan where people can go to your website and see this plan and see this structured plan where they can invest in B.O Farm and get profit, get dividend, get something from their investment? Can you just tell us about this, because this is very important right now? People are watching, so you have a step-by-step, layout, proposals for this, how they can invest, in farming, especially with you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Shola. And you can share I don't know if you can see my slide. You can share it if you can see it.
You have to allow me again. You cancel the slide. You have to share the screen again.
Yeah. Wow, sorry, I don't know.
Yeah, you disallowed it. Once they allow you, I cannot share it.
So can you see it now?
No, it has not come. Somebody said repeat the question. You see, when it comes to free gift, people are interested.
Well, so I'm sharing the screen now. I don't know if you can see it.
If it comes, I'm going to share it. Let me repeat the question. You are going to see the question. The 2 questions are going to come on the slide. The 2 questions are going to come on the slide. Question number 1: when was B.O Farm established? When was he established? That's question number 1. Question number 2: name 2 or 3 services that B.O Farm carries out, that they offer in B.O Farm. Just 3 services, really. And he has mentioned more than 5, 6 services. Just mention 3 services. So when was he established? And mention 3 services offered in B.O Farms. And an iPhone could be yours. Packed, well packed, everything complete. Is there? Everything is complete.
Okay.
You can see it.
So I've shared the screen now. I'm not sure. Can you see it now, the screen?
No. You can just talk about it, sir.
Okay, because it would have been a lot easier if it
Yes,
can be.
I'm going to put your website so that they can go to your website. I'm going to display your website.
Okay.
We can just talk about
So
it.
what we normally do at B.O Farms, what we've been able to create now, so that people in the diaspora and even local investors can benefit in the industry, is we do what we call specialized projects. We plant specifically for factories now to meet their input requirements. And what we normally do is we allow people to bring in funds, minimum of 1 million naira. And like in 2020, 2019, 2020, we paid 24% return on investment. 24% return on investment. But for 2021 season, we had to review because of cost of materials, and then we'll be doing return of about 15 to 20% now for those investing in 2021. And one thing I must tell us is that whatever investment you are bringing is guaranteed because they are insured. Market is also guaranteed because we already have off-taker agreement for all of our projects. For 2021, we are having a project in Abeokuta, Ekiti, and Edo states. We have about 2,200 hectares in Edo State that we are farming in 2021. We have 400 hectares in Abeokuta, and we have about 200 hectares in Ekiti. So we bring in people to invest into these projects. You invest, like I said, minimum of 1 million and above. We give you between 15 to 20% based on the level of your investment. And you could tell us, do you just want to invest for 2 years? Do you want to just be a partner in any of these projects? And then we can also tell you what are the advantages of being a partner and than just being an investor. So those are some of the investment platforms we had provided. We are also going to be having a rice farm in 2021, Q1 2021, that we are also giving opportunity for investors who want to be co-owners of that rice mill. It's a rice mill we are setting up because, you know, rice has been banned now and the opportunity for cultivation of rice is also there. So we're also going to be going into rice in 2021. For those who want to invest in the rice value chain, they can also speak to us and we'll tell them the details. One thing I'm going to tell us is that if you follow me on Twitter, for example, at Tunde_Banjoko, you see some of the testimonials of the payment we made in 2020, despite the COVID, when even the financial institutions were paying very low returns on investment, we paid 24% returns on investment, despite the challenging situation in the economy. Even today, we still pay somebody. So we still paid our investors, despite the challenge we got, because we already have ready market for our products. We were able to meet up with our obligations. So those are some of the areas people can, and what I always advise an investor is to do your due diligence. Do your due diligence on any company pitching for investment. Have they paid people before? Are they doing what they said they are doing? If you check our own website, if you read about us, you see what we are doing. We have a reputable board of directors. So we are not just, running around. We are a structured business and we have credible people on our board and we are people of integrity. So just do your due diligence. You can ask us for clarity. We can tell you who our off-takers are, depending on the level of investment you are bringing in. But one thing I must tell us is that there's opportunity and we've not been able to meet up with what the request and the demands we have. Maybe I'll stop at that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We have taken your time and we know this time is well spent, very, very well spent. Now, before we close, because we are about to close right now,
Okay.
We have taken our 40 minutes. Now, can you just tell us why should people invest in you?
Yes.
Yeah. Tell us why you should invest in you.
Why you should invest is because
Yes.
we keep to our words. Like I said, if you follow me on Twitter, for example, at Tunde_Banjoko, the name in the agri sector, I'm sure if you mention it to a lot of people, they will reckon with it. You'll see the testimonials of people that invested and they always get paid. So that's one thing. And then we are not a third party. I'm a farmer myself. I am not a third party. I am not just, I don't take people's investment and transfer it. I manage the funds myself, investing it directly into projects that we have a guaranteed market for. That's why.
Thank you. This has been awesome discussion. Any other thing you want to say to us before we tell everybody goodbye? Is there any other last message? You have anything you want to say to the people that are watching you from every part of the world? People are watching, yeah.
My last message will be, there's no better time to come into the agri space in Nigeria than now. The opportunity is massive and we need to close the gap. Nigerians can close the gap, not leaving everything to foreigners to do. So let Nigerians take advantage of the opportunity in Nigeria. That's what I would say.
Wow, I like that. Let Nigerians take advantage of the opportunities in Nigeria. Even if you are not in Nigeria, you can invest wherever you are in every part of the world.
Your money can be working for you.
Your money can be working for you.
And you can monitor it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much, sir. Thank you, Mr. Tunde Banjoko, for your time. Thank you for being on this platform. Thank you for being our guest on this December edition. It's been wonderful having the discussion with you. It's just wonderful. You know, we know that you have the competence and you have the capacity. That's why we brought you here. Anybody you see on this platform has the competence and the capacity. So we are glad to have you. So we are going to be having you again and again. This is not the last one. This is just December edition. So it's every month. We have an edition every month, once a month. So the January edition, we could have you share one or two information with us. It might not be full guest. It might just share one or two information. It might be February, it might be March. So we are going to be calling on you. It's a platform that has come to stay. We bring businesses. We talk about what's going on in Nigeria and how people can invest. So thank you for your time.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we have come to the end of today's December edition of Business Community, Onboard Business Community. I've seen so many responses have come into the questions, but nobody yet, Mr. Gibson Olajiga, you got the date, you get the date correct, but you have not given up. You only gave me one of the services, mechanized farming. Krista, you got the services correct, farm management, animal production, and food processing, but you have not given me the date it was established. So the right date it was established. The date you gave me here is not correct. So I'm still waiting for our winners, for our gift. We have gifts to give away. We have so many gifts to give away. So, and you have to come in this live chat. You have to come in this live chat. If the broadcast is over, the questions are over, the opportunities are over. So thank you for watching today. Thank you for being part of today's broadcast. By the grace of God, the next January edition of the Onboard Business Community is going to be coming up on January 24th, 2021. Please save the date, save the time, same date, same time, same January, same opportunity, same station, same time. We hope to see you again with another wonderful guest on this platform. Till then, have a wonderful time. Remember, let's bring your brands on board. Let's advertise your brand. Let's showcase your brands to the world. Let people know what you do. It's very important that people know what you do so they can patronize you. Have a wonderful year. Have a wonderful 2021. See you at the top. Have a wonderful season.